Welcome back to Real Reds Talk. Sergio Reguilon has signed for Manchester United on loan, our fourth very unexpected signing of the window. We, of course, have more updates to discuss other than this because it's all going off of Manchester United in a minute. So keep hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get your opinions in on this left back that we've decided to go for. Again, we'll break down the details of that shortly. We're going to discuss Fulham wanting Scott McTominay, and that's an interesting deal that could pick up a bit of pace shortly. Grafenberg has gone to Liverpool. I want to touch on that. And I also want to get Sam's reaction to the Champions League draw. Did I lag a little bit then? Apologies.
No, good. Also, Dean
on.
Henderson is official. Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Done. Gone.
Yeah.
Official.
That's how quick things are moving at the minute. I forgot to even mention that. So yeah, we're getting developed constantly. As always, it's panic stations. It's the last day of the transfer window, basically. Got 24 hours left before it shuts. I've got Sam alongside me. We're just going to dive into the Reguilon thing, Sam. I'll read out Fabrizio Romano's tweet and then we'll dive into it. So, Sergio Reguilon to Manchester United. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place with Tottenham on loan deal. Understand medical tests are taking place right now. There will be a clause to break loan deal in January. Mark Cucurella deal off. Sam, where does this rank from shit to elite for you?
I mean, it's not like disastrous. It's not who was the one we were kicking off about?
Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso.
I was going to use the word then to describe that, but I'm so glad I didn't.
It's not that level. It's not Arnautovic levels of like kick-offness, but it's not exactly the exciting signing that I wanted for Manchester United, and it's not exactly out of the box. It's not exactly an elite left back. It's not exactly an interesting one or like a youth guy we've been scouting for a long time or anything like that. It's just what the fuck can we get at this last minute, who we can have and who we can play. Him.
Yeah.
That's it. That's kind of what this deal is. And it's an emergency left back with a break in January because we are hoping Luke Shaw and or Malacia are back at that point, because I know Luke Shaw is out for longer than we expected. Malacia got an update today saying he's out for an unforeseen period. I don't know what that means. I don't know how long that is. I don't know if that's months. I don't know if that's years, like whatever it is. But yeah, so it's looking more worse than I thought, and he clearly doesn't rate Alvaro. Diego Dallo, you think could play there, but obviously he doesn't fancy that either. So he's Ten Hag's fault. We're gonna have to bring someone in. Cucurella was complicated because of the playing in the Carabao Cup, which meant he was cup tied, which meant he couldn't then play for Chelsea after January if we wanted to break it, because you can't play for 3 clubs in a period in a single season. So that's the reasoning, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, basically we walked in the club, it's 4 in the morning, we've had a look at one of the girls at the bar, it's 6 out of 10, not too bad. Like, yeah, we're happy with that, that's fine. We've moved to now the 5 out of 10 at the club, and we're taking her on. It's not Alonso who's the woman at the end of the night there.
We've not gone home ugly, but we've gone home below par.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? It's like the kind of standard. I know actually you're a fan of the standard chocolate, aren't you?
I am.
But there's the regular kind of, it's not dairy milk, it's not Galaxy.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. No, if someone got it, you'd be like, fine. But
yeah,
if somebody would have got you like you said, a Galaxy or something, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good stuff. But it is what it is. It is what it is, isn't it?
A Galaxy Reguilon, if you will. I was looking at his record. Only 11 games for Atletico Madrid. Is that concerning? I don't know. I think he was on loan from Tottenham, which again, that is even more concerning if you've got on loan from Tottenham to Atletico and then only played 11 games for Atletico.
Again, with like Cucurella, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Is it Cucurella or is it Cucurella?
Fuck knows at this point.
I've heard it pronounced anyway. But yeah. When he played for Brighton, he was fantastic. Player of the year, was absolutely phenomenal. Went to Chelsea, shit the bed, wasn't great. Reguilon, the first season he came to Spurs, I thought he was quite decent. I thought he was all right. I think he played well. Him and Harry Kane linked up quite well. He was good at sort of putting balls into the box and stuff like that and getting him. He sort of passes into an area rather than like picks a man out, if that makes sense. So he was quite decent, and then once who is it? Once Conte came in, just didn't fancy him, did he? And just was like, yeah, don't want this guy. And he ended up going on loan to Atletico. I can't say I watched him at Atletico because I didn't. And why would I do that to myself? Because
well, we never expected to sign a player like this. That's the thing. So how can we have an opinion really when we've only seen bits of him from the Premier League?
The positives is it going to be an emergency cover? So we still do have Alvaro. We still have Diego Dallo. He will only be here till January, when hopefully Shaw or Malacia will be available. And apparently it was done for financial reasons because it left more money in the pot to get Amrabat. Which, if it is the case and we do get Amrabat, then do you know what I mean? That might just be worth it. Because if it was Cucurella and no Amrabat, or Reguilon and Amrabat, you're gonna go for the Amrabat, aren't you? So it's just stupid. It's just annoying that it's United that we can't have stuff that we actually want and need. We have to make fucking compromises on everything we do. But yeah.
It's weird because I do understand it to a certain extent. Like if Chelsea were saying, well, you're gonna have to pay $5 million and then you can't even play him in certain cup competitions, it's kind of like, is it worth it if we can go get Amrabat and you take a hit on that? Now it depends about how Sergio Reguilon, what impact he has on the team, if any at all, if he comes into the first team. So I really don't know what to expect from this. It could be, an absolute car crash, or it could be just turn out like he's done okay. I think it's clear that Erik ten Hag he's kind of sat there and been like, I don't trust Alvaro to play against Saka or week in, week out. Yeah. I'm not saying he's not ready, that's not my opinion. I just think obviously Ten Hag's had that opinion, that's why they're kind of rushing about and trying to get this done. You mentioned that a couple of left backs, so Luke Shaw's out for 10 weeks. He won't get back until November, and then obviously it's going to be a slow process getting him back into the team as well, so God knows. Malacia, you said unknown injury, God knows what's going on with him, because he's been out. He didn't even go on pre-season, did he?
Well, no. Originally, he was out before pre-season, and then Ten Hag said a few weeks, and then I've just seen today, I can't remember, I apologise for not knowing the reporter, but they said he's out for an unknown period of time. So it's gone from weeks to unknown period of time, which suggests to me either the injury is worse than it feared, or he's had some sort of further damage to it, where it's gotten worse. So I don't know what's happened there, and I don't know how long he's out for. I know Laurie Ritwell was saying on Talking to Devils that Ten Hag's trying to do the approach he did in Ajax, where he doesn't reveal what the injuries actually are or how long they're out for or anything like that. He's quite private with it, which is showing, because we have no idea what the actual injury Shaw's got. We don't know what it is for Malacia. Højlund, it was quite sketchy. It was a back injury, but was it as bad as we first feared? We weren't quite sure.
Remember Dallo last season when we were like, what's wrong
Scott
with
McTominay? Scott McTominay, remember, he was out for like ages and he just never said what it was.
Strange.
So there's a lot of stuff that he sort of changed, but it's if he's doing his medical now, that means they want him registered before midday tomorrow to play against Arsenal, I assume.
That's straight out the gates, that though. That's like, because I don't know if he's done I need to look into it. Obviously, not had enough time to look into, has he done pre-season with Spurs or not. I have no idea if he has or not. I looked at the last game he played was the 4th of June, so I'm presuming he hasn't. But then I don't know if he has with Atletico Madrid, so I need to look into that. But let's just see what people are saying in the chat. Anonymous Man goes, Shaw expected to not play until mid-December. Malacia hopeful to return after the international break, but nothing set in stone yet. Dan Raj saying, I will be happy only if we sign Amrabat as a centre-back and a backup striker, which is, I agree. That's definitely not going to happen, is it? No chance.
Nope.
Linda Lotta Goat says, what? In capital letters. I don't know what you're referring to, but hopefully we've cleared that up. Henry Jones saying, I like Reguilon. I mean, you might be in a minority there.
I like how he spelt it as well.
Reguilon.
Yeah.
Shah Sam says, who are these people voting yes? Henry Jones, I think he's answered that for you.
Yeah.
And Callum Huddlestone says, is the Cucurella deal off?
Yep.
Yes, that is completely off now. And we've signed Reguilon, so the left back slot is done. I'm just curious to know what happens to Malacia and Shaw when they get back, or Reguilon in general. Yeah, I don't know. A strange one. I want to move on to Scott McTominay, Sam.
Yeah.
This is another story that's kind of blew up within the past couple of hours. I mean, our group chat was going mad, wasn't it, when we saw this news breaking. So, Bayern Munich are in for highly rated midfielder Paulinho from Fulham for, I think they're looking at about £80 million, something along the lines of that, which means Fulham will need a replacement. And the two names, one we've already been linked with Højbjerg, but apparently that's going to be tough to get him out of Tottenham, and McTominay are on the list. What are your thoughts on this, just in general, the outgoing alone?
If we could sell him, it's excellent news, which means we might be able to get in a backup striker. Like, I know Taremi's still available. Like, AC Milan haven't done that deal yet. Then there's
Not done yet.
No, they put a bid in, and is it Porto he plays for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They weren't happy with the structure of the payments or the structure of the deal. So that deal could be there to be done. We could get him if we sell like McTominay, which would be excellent. There's another striker on the books, which we desperately need. I would say to Debo, but unless Maguire leaves, I don't see that deal being done. Like, yeah. I don't see it being done. So yeah, if we could sell him for 35-40 million, which is I think what we want for him, because I know, is it West Ham offered 30, I think.
Yeah, well, our stance is 40 to 45. That's what I've seen. That's what
I reckon, no. If you did 35 plus 5,
yes,
I think we'd accept that.
Yeah.
So
I'd even argue 35 now because it's the end of the window.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it, at the end of the window?
But if we could do the deal and then we could go and get a striker, I'd be absolutely all over that. That'd be fantastic for us.
They'd go get a midfielder? Do you think
2 midfielders? So they get Amrabat and another one?
Well, yeah, this is what I mean. I don't know how they're going to work it, because if it comes out, we said it in the chat, didn't we? If it comes out that they're going to sell him, but Amrabat was already coming in anyway, so you're a player down. So where's that? If they then say, "Oh, we're looking at a we'll pay Yao Felix's fee, or we'll do this," I'll be like, "All right, sweet." All right.
There's rumors that, or not rumors, but I've seen like legit reports that he spoke to Hannibal and he's basically said, "I want you to stay." And you're going to get game time. So I assume Hannibal would be the one to step up. We'd get Amrabat in, Hannibal steps up, Donny goes on loan, we sell McTominay, and then your midfield is Kobe Mainoo, Hannibal, Amrabat, Ericsson, Mount, Bruno, Casemiro. And that's your midfield then for this season. Which is not too bad. I think obviously there can be improvements made, but I think that's not too bad. I know Palestri's been told to stay as well. He was supposed to be going, but Ten Hag spoke to him and he said he wants him to stay because he needs another forward, which I think is a good thing as long as he gets time and he gets game time. So yeah, it seems like we're sort of figuring out who's going to stay, who's going, and stuff like that. But yeah, that was what I would assume. I wouldn't assume we'd go and get another midfielder. I would love us to go get another striker, but knowing the Glazers, they're probably just going to pocket that cash, aren't they? So
yeah, that's the worrying thing. And the striker, I mean, Taremi is the only one I can think of. We discussed this so many times. Like, who would you go and get? There's not many out there.
João Felix can be done. Like, it can be done. But it's just how much wages and is there going to be a loan fee and how much of that loan fee is going to be involved. Yeah. So that's the specifications, because I think you could get that Taremi done quite quickly for a relatively small price, I think. But what do I know?
I think you could sign Taremi on a permanent for the same price. You could probably get João Felix on loan. Yeah, that's the issue.
I agree.
So they'll probably be looking at that and thinking, "Oh, I'm not entirely sure here." We've also had news that Gravenberch is signing for Liverpool, 40 million euros. Sadly. Do you have any opinions on that? Is that someone you admired or anything?
I liked him when he played for Ajax. I thought he was very, very good. Obviously, under Ten Hag, he looked excellent. We've been linked to him a couple of times. He's not really had time, has he, for Bayern? Like, he's not really got the game time, you've not...
I think he's in 20 games.
Yeah, so it's not ideal, which is probably why he's moved, because he wants the game time. He's how old is he? 23? 24? 21. He's younger than I thought. So yeah, excellent player at his best. We'll see what he could do. I think they may be overpaid for him a little bit, with 40 million euros, maybe, but you know, it is what it is. I think I would have liked him, but yeah, much like a lot of transfers this season, I would love United to do. We're not going to fucking do them, are we? So, like, you know what I mean? So, I'm not going to get too upset, to be honest with you, because I don't expect anything from United at this point.
It was a weird cycle going on there, isn't there? Because you've got Liverpool who are buying Gravenberch, and then that money is going to be used towards Paulinho.
And then we're selling Scott McTominay.
Yeah, Fulham are going to use that money from Paulinho to buy Scott McTominay, so it's like a proper merry-go-round of midfielders. It's weird at the minute.
Transfer dominoes, as it were.
At its best, yeah. I'm so glad I didn't finish that analysis, by the way. Do you remember me telling you I got halfway through the Gravenberch analysis? I was like, oh, fuck this shit. I can't be arsed with it.
Throw it in the bin. Throw it in the bin.
Yeah. Fuck that. Do you want to read out some comments, Sam?
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Champions League.
Yeah. Sean Reguilon, seriously, I'd rather have Butner. Fucking hell, that is a blast from the past, isn't it? Wow. Alexander Butner. Jesus Christ, what is his name? Nikoch?
Don't even try it.
God knows. Sorry, mate. If you could write your name in like sort of phonetic so I could pronounce it, please. I would appreciate it. Amrabat is taking too long. Is the bid coming from Mars? We are going to mess this deal. Wait and see. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Henry saying he's not bothered about Gravenberch. Jeff, every year, same transfer window. Consistency is something. Yeah, pretty much every year. Panic buying and completely fucking it up. Sean, do you actually think McTominay will go to Fulham? I think if Fulham bid the 35 or above, I think he will. If they bid stupid money like 20 or try to loan him, then yeah, he stays. I think that's the way United are sort of structuring it. It's like you have to pay the money, otherwise he's staying. I think Ten Hag's quite happy to keep him. I think that's probably how it'll go.
I'm happy to sit here and say, like, there's a lot of things that need to happen. Usually with transfers, you know what I'm like? I'm like, fucking, yeah, let's do it. I get a bit wild, but I'm happy to say there's a lot of things that need to happen for this deal to go through. Like, I don't believe Fulham and Bayern agreed a fee. I think there's like a verbal agreement or whatever that they will sell. But then Fulham need to find a replacement in that time. They're looking at other players like Højbjerg. So McTominay isn't nailed on. Does McTominay want to go to the club? Like, there's a lot of variables involved in this. So it's not like, 90% done. It's not even 50% done at this point. But there's interest there. That's where we're at in a minute. So hopefully that interest develops.
I've just seen an interesting picture. Let me get it up on screen. Garnacho wearing 2 United kits with a new number on it. So let me put it on.
What this is about?
Number 17.
I thought Højlund would get that number.
That's what I'm saying. But look, if you look on screen, he's wearing 2 shirts, Garnacho, and he's got his kid shirts, Daddy 17 on it. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe
it's like, that's like the BTEC 7, isn't it? Like, you can have it, but with a 1 alongside it.
So, I just saw that online. But yeah, interesting. Anyways.
I don't know. That can't happen. The numbers have been submitted. Well, he's put it on social media, Henry, so I don't know. That's taking it for what it is.
I am just showing you information I have found. I do not know the validity of the argument. So
absolutely. If you are just joining and you're new to the channel, you like transfer news, you like watching long reviews, interactive stuff, please do subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video for us to let us know you appreciate the content.
Oh, I've just seen breaking news. Man United have approached AS Monaco to sign midfield Youssouf Fofana on a loan deal with an option to buy. The club rejected the approach as they don't want to let the player leave on loan. That's from Romano as well.
Why are we going for him on loan?
Because we got no money.
No, but like instead of Amrabat or because McTominay's?
I'm not sure. There's no other context. It's literally 6 seconds ago. That's just been put up from Romano. So I'll repeat it. Breaking news. Man United have approached AS Monaco to sign midfielder Youssouf Fofana on a loan deal with an option to buy. The club rejected the approach as they don't want to let the player to leave on loan. That is literally 6 seconds ago.
I'm interested. We're all over the shop here at the minute, aren't we?
Also, Donny is on Inter's list for an option for a midfielder, apparently.
Oh, Inter Milan, just get it done. You took all our other...
Yeah, take him. Have him.
Please. Yeah. I'm just trying to read comments to see if there's any... Well, this is a question. United in for Amrabat and a lone midfielder.
Well, there was said... Who was it? Someone said that United are looking at midfielder who wasn't on the list. Because there was Gravenberch on the list. Amrabat was on the list. Højbjerg. No, Højbjerg's on the list. And then apparently there was another midfielder who's not been named that we were in for. Maybe that's the one.
This is going to be a Gallo season. I'm not saying Fofana isn't a decent player because from things I've seen and heard, he's decent. But I don't know. I hope it's as well as Amrabat. I hope it's not signs that we can't get it done with Fiorentina, and we've gone with our tail between our legs to Monaco and gone, please, can we have this player on loan? And like, fuck off, mate. It's one of our important players. Why would we do that?
Henry, do we know Yusuf Fofana? Anything on him? If you let us know, Henry, because you normally know about this shit.
I've seen bits. He's a promising French midfielder. I'm pretty sure he's a DM. But again, like, I need more context than that. I don't know. They need to put out specifics because I'm a little bit worried now with that news. But I'm sure we'll hear more developments on it. Just keep an eye on Twitter because I think my phone's about to
I'm refreshing. We
get any updates or is anyone mentioning things? And
Henry's just put only knowing from match attacks or the cards. He's French. He's number 319 in a match attacks collection. Cheers, Henry. Thanks for that.
It's information. Not the information we needed, but it's information.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. He said it's like United specifically have to ask Ronaldo about Seven because Seven had been submitted as Cavani. And then Sean saying numbers haven't been submitted yet. He said maybe it's a memento he ate 17 Big Macs or something.
Well, there's conspiracy rolled at the minute.
Lindelof is saying, did we actually get Reguilon? Yeah, done deal. He's doing his medical right now. He also said, Yusuf Fofana's class. I watched him a few times in Monaco games and replays and highlights.
Yeah.
So
it's good, but go into these two things recently. Man United. Well, there's a lot more things that they've done that's stupid, but of late times, going in with Amrabat thing with €1 million and then €1 million in January is just insulting to everyone involved in the deal.
Yeah.
Going to Monaco and asking for one of the best players at the end of the transfer window
on loan.
Like, how stupid can you fucking get? It's just ridiculous. I want to talk about this thing behind me here, not the actual poster in itself, but Champions League draw was earlier on today. Me and Treyas was live at 5 o'clock. Obviously, in our group, Sam, we've got Bayern Munich, Galatasaray, and Copenhagen. Thoughts? Interesting?
I know you guys were like predicting Bayern Munich early, and when it came out, I was just like, do you know that meme? I'm not surprised, mother. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, just
City as well, by the way.
Oh, of course they were. Of course they were. Of course. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, should we just hand trophies to City at this point? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, right, they've won one now. Let's just make it as easy as possible for them to win another one. Like, fuck's sake, man. Come on. Like, there was that fucking fiasco last year. You remember that when they pulled the names out and it was the wrong name? They had to re-fucking do it. Yeah, and then the next time, City got an easy group. Then I was like, oh, what a shock! Like,
Salzburg and fucking
it's all rigged bullshit, isn't it? Anyway, Bayern Munich, very, very, very tough game. Two United targets we could have had in Kim Min-jae and Harry Kane coming to Old Trafford, which is depressing, isn't it? Should be an interesting game. I think they were a little bit soft at times, Munich, under Tuchel. Like, they didn't look good in the Super Cup, did they, against Leipzig? So they're not the dominating force they once were, but that is probably the toughest game. Copenhagen and Galatasaray on paper, we should beat them, but it's United, so you never know. I'm happy with those two games. If we can get wins home and away in both of those, that should put us through in second minimum. And yeah, depending on how they structure it, first and second, if we avoid the bigger teams or whatever it is, we should get through that group. Bayern Munich is the tough one, obviously. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get Bayern Munich home tickets at Old Trafford.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to sell a kidney if I can to get that ticket.
Yeah, I thought you say sell a kid then.
If I had a kid, I would, but I'll sell a kidney. If anybody wants an organ, I'll sell it to go to that game because that would be excellent to go watch.
Drop us a DM.
But yeah, that group, what's the group of death? Newcastle, Dortmund, PSG and AC Milan. That is... Welcome to the big time, Newcastle, mate. It's fucking.
Just... See the guy's face. I don't know who it was. Who was with him, like the representatives or whatever. But when it got announced,
he's just like,
the last
fuck.
In the group. He saw like him swallow a lump in his throat, and he was like,
bollocks.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be very, very tough.
That is.
James's part.
It's gonna be some good games to watch though on TV, isn't there?
Oh yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you look at Dortmund, their kind of like fan base that they've got and how crazy they are, and then you've got St James's Park that goes off, Like even
Milan.
the Paris Saint-Germain Ultras Milan, like
Milan.
It's a crazy group.
If I knew some Newcastle fans, I would love to go up to St James's Park to watch them against Milan. That would be,
or even Dortmund. Any of the games would be
game.
like.
I know, but for me personally, because I love Milan, like, I'm a big Milan
of course,
fan,
so
that would be for me. But
there's a couple of narratives in our group in particular. You've got the Bayern Munich thing, which is touched on with Kane and Kim and Jay, and then obviously the Tomlin thing that's ongoing and Gravenberch. But then you've got Copenhagen, where Rasmus Højlund is playing his brother.
Both of them
knew that.
Two brothers.
Yeah, Rasmus Højlund. So one's playing for Copenhagen, one's playing for Thing, and obviously that's a former team, so you've got a narrative there. And then Galatasaray, you want to talk about ultras and away games? That's one of the toughest.
Mental.
Nutcases, mate. I remember ages ago, I think it was like 10 years ago now, when they was playing at Galatasaray, and the atmosphere was just like, it was flares everywhere, it was smoke on the pitch.
That's the when back in the day when Leeds win the Champions League many years ago. The fan got stabbed during the Galatasaray game. Like there's a memorial in Turkey for the fan that got stabbed out there. So like they don't fuck about, those guys. They do not fuck around.
No, I don't think somehow.
No way trip for
that one. I mean, Munich would be interesting. Going to Bayern Munich, I think. Copenhagen, I haven't heard much about it. But,
Copenhagen is beautiful. It's a really nice city. It's expensive
though, right?
Expensive as fuck. Munich is gorgeous. I've been to Munich a couple of times. Really nice city. Great. If you want a beer, Munich is fucking brilliant for a beer. Like, if you want to go have a drink, Munich is the city to go to.
That'd be good in the Allianz Arena.
Oh, yeah. Dan Raj just put in the chat, Manchester United and Fiorentina will have a new round of talks for Sofia and Amrabat in the next couple of hours. So, there you go. Ooh, and Sean's just put a comment in that would make me laugh, but I can't read it out. So, yeah.
Tell me about it after, because my phone's dead and I can't see it. Are there any other comments before we?
Jeff has put, this is United to talk about how can management be so incompetent, unbelievable. It took them 10 years to destroy the brand which they relied on making money with. Jokers. That is the Glazers, mate. Yeah. The Glazers. Yeah. Galatasaray are sick. Wouldn't be shocked if they beat us. That's from Henry. Lindelof, did Romano confirm Reguilon? Yep, that's why we're alive, mate. That's why we are here. Did you want to comment on Dean Henderson? Because he's now official, isn't he? Going to...
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people online kind of saying like, so sad it didn't work out for you, Dean, and blah, 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 and you should have got more game time ahead of day here. And maybe that is the case in the season when he was kind of going head-to-head, and, you know, it was kind of unsure who was going to get that number one spot. But I just think it's past that now. We've got way past that. You've seen the interviews that he's done. He's crying like a baby. For me, the 20 million is pure profit. So where that goes, I don't know, because we don't have a clue, do we? We don't know where it's going to be spent. So it's pure profit. Hopefully that'll go towards someone that we actually need, like an Amrabat. It was time for him to go. You can't have two, because he's not a second choice goalkeeper. He's good enough to be a first choice goalkeeper. So you can't have two first choice goalkeepers. It's just distraction. We learnt that with the De Gea and thingy season. So good move for him. I think Palace are getting a good goalkeeper.
Yep.
And just he's normal mind now, is there? We don't have to hear anything about him. If he sees me in training, he'll have to play me and all that.
I'm a caged animal. I'm a caged animal.
Oh, fuck
off. This is not good news.
Oh no, don't.
Fulham have offered 30 million for Amrabat. That's from Demartio.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
No.
30 million.
30 million euros. 30 million euros. It's all going tits up, isn't it?
How strong is your stance now, Amrabat? That's the thing. You've rejected Forest, Saudi Arabia, other clubs, Liverpool. Now Fulham have come in with a big bit. Obviously, if Fiorentina are going to accept this, 100% they'll accept it. This depends on Amrabat. United need to get a fucking move on now. Because if we get that Amrabat deal, then they might be like, we might have to go for McTominay. Do you know what I mean? But, this is not good.
That is fucking annoying, that.
I'm telling you now, I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow. They're going outside the stadium. We'll discuss it off camera. I'm telling you now, if that happens, mate, I'm going to lose my rag with United. If he goes to Fulham, I'm done with this club, mate. I swear to God. I'm absolutely done with it.
Is it that one signing that we're getting? The last thing is going to be Reguilon on loan at left back.
You can't. We're not. to put it into context, Man City towards the end of the window, they just sold Cole Palmer for £45 million, and they just bought Matheus Cunha. Not Cunha, is it?
No, Nunes.
Nunes. Sorry, top level player. Someone else has just bought in a midfield. Liverpool bringing in Gravenberch for 40 million, and we cannot buy Amrabat, who's a tap-in, for £20 million.
Fiorentina president Comisio on Amrabat deal. We told Amrabat that if he wants to leave, we'll try to make it happen. He is still under contract, so eventually he will stay here. Man United or Galatasaray, there are multiple negotiations ongoing. He's just said to Sky.
Yeah, look, we know he wants Manchester United, but we're near the end of the window now. He's not going to be sat there forever. So if he actually wants to move out of Fiorentina clearly want to move him on. I believe they have financial troubles. His contract runs out next year. So they want to move him on. A deal will get done. It'll go to a club. But if United don't pull the fucking finger out their ass, he's going to go to another club. And that'll be... for the price right now that he's at, he's the best midfielder on the market. 100% the best midfielder on the market that you can get. So if Fulham beat us to a player, that is embarrassing, mate. Fulham.
We're already embarrassing, man.
We're not even in Europe at all in any facet. Oh, man. Embarrassing times.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Alejandro Garnacho's new shirt number confirmed as Rasmus Højlund is set to wear a different number. So
I wonder what he gets then.
Seemingly.
Well, if
11,
I don't know.
Greenwood.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Maybe he'll get that. I'd give Martial the fucking 11 and give Højlund the 9. That's what I'd do because Martial ain't gonna play, is he? So
yeah.
But again, it's numbers in it. It doesn't really think.
It's not really important, is it?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this Amrabat thing. Maybe something will happen in the next half an hour. I really don't know what's going on. But from now until tomorrow, it's going to be pretty hectic. So obviously, if something goes live about Amrabat and we've signed him or it fucks up, we'll go live and discuss it. But for now, we'll just part the discussion and see what updates kind of come in from Fabrizio and Damasio and all these kind of guys. Because obviously it's an Italian club, so I imagine the Italian journalists are going to know what's best going on with it. Any other things you need to say, Sam?
No, I'm looking just to see if there's anything else that's kicking off. But sorry to everybody watching with that news. I know it's not what you want to hear, but we're here to tell the truth, not what you want to hear. Sadly, I would love to be telling you right now that we've done a deal and it's done for Amrabat, but yeah. That's where we're at in a minute.
Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
Best way to describe Manchester United. Yeah, we'll park it there, guys. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. If you love transfer talk, watch-alongs, reviews of the game, interactive stuff, leave a like on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a members, because the members video will be dropping within the next couple of days, please do click the link in the description or click the join button next to the notification bell to support the channel, get free content every single week, a badge next to your name, and a chance to feature on the show when we hit that 22 number. So please do consider that. We appreciate every single one of you guys for joining us on this Thursday late night. And yeah, unless you've got anything else, Sam, we can head on.
I'll read out last couple of comments.
Yeah.
Lindelof to go. Is it a loan to buy for Reguilon? I think it's just a loan. I don't think there's any sort of buy option in it. Henry, what? No, he won't go to Fulham, surely. Sean saying he'll reject him like the other clubs he turned down for us. Yeah. Lindelof, no way he's choosing Fulham over United. Dan Rogers, sorry for swinging moves. Yeah, so he should be done. Absolutely. Maybe it's BS just didn't get us to negotiate for McTominay, possibly. Mountain Højlund was a tough deal, but if this Amrabat deal, if you send Maguire to make this deal happen, I'm confident he will get it. Fucking hell, Dan, Jesus. Shah Sam, lose out on this transfer to Fulham is beyond embarrassing. I agree. If we lose to Fulham, just hang it up, mate. The season's over because that is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed. Right, yeah, we'll see you guys. I don't know, maybe in the near future or maybe tomorrow.
Maybe in 20 minutes, there's something kicks off.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, take care. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.